Hi, guys. So we're back for another Bible study of the day, and we're starting to read from John 9, and it's talking about Jesus giving sight to the blind man. As Jesus walked along, he saw a man who had been born blind. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, why was this man born blind? Did he or his parents sin? Jesus answered, Neither this man nor his parents sinned. Instead, he was born blind so that God could show what he could do for him. We must do what the one who sent me wants us to do while it is day. The night when no one can do anything is coming. As long as I am in the world, I am the light for the world. After Jesus said this, he spit on the ground and mixed the spit with dirt. Then he smeared it on the man's eyes and told him, Wash it off in the pool of Siloam. Siloam means sent. The blind man washed it off and returned. I'm sorry. Yeah. The blind man washed it off and returned. He was able to see. His neighbors and those who had previously seen him begging asked, Isn't it the man who used to sit and beg? Some of them said, He is the one. Others said, No, he isn't, but he looks like him. But the man himself said, I am the one. So they asked him, How did you receive your sight? He replied, The man people called Jesus mixed some spit with dirt, smeared it on my eyes, and told me, Go to Siloam and wash it off. So I went there, washed it off, and received my sight. They asked him, Where is that man? The man answered, I don't know. Some people brought the man who had been born blind to the Pharisees. The day when Jesus mixed the spit and dirt and gave the man sight was a day of worship, which is the day of Sabbath. So the Pharisees asked the man again how he received his sight. The man told the Pharisees, He put mixture of spit and dirt on my eyes. I washed it off, and now I can see. Some of the Pharisees said, The man who sent you is not from God because he doesn't follow the traditions for the day of worship, meaning the Sabbath. Because on the Sabbath, you're not supposed to do any work. So they considered what Jesus did work. Other Pharisees asked, How can a man who is a sinner perform miracles like these? So the Pharisees were divided in their opinions. They asked the man who had been born blind another question. What did you say about the man who gave you sight? The man answered, He is a prophet. Until they talked to the man's parents, the Jews didn't believe the man had been born blind and had been given sight. They asked his parents, Is this your son, the one who was born blind? How can he see? His parents said, We know that that's our son and that he was born blind, but we do not know how he got his sight or who gave it to him. You'll have to ask him. He's old enough to answer for himself. His parents said this because they were afraid of the Jews, the Jews, not the Jews. The Jews had already agreed to put anyone who acknowledged that Jesus was Christ out of the synagogue. That's why his parents said, You'll have to ask him. He's old enough. So once again, the Jews called the man who had been born blind. They told him, Give God glory. We know that this man who gave you sight is a sinner. The man responded, I don't know if he's a sinner or not, but I do know one thing. I used to be blind and now I can see. I'm going to end it right here because, baby, that's a whole sermon right there. I used to be blind, but now I can see. I mean, how many of us have felt that way before really giving ourselves to God? I used to be blind, but now I can see. I can attest to that, honey. I can attest to that. So I'm going to leave that right there, okay? You guys have a blessed one. I'm over here wrestling on the other hand, with this other hand with Gucci. This is why I'm like moving back and forth, because he always thinks it's time to wrestle. That's how the devil be wanting. He be wanting to wrestle with you. He be wanting to tussle with you when you get the word of God, okay? He don't want you to get the word of God, so he be trying to tussle with you. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna leave that right there. And I ended at John 9, and I ended at 25, okay? So you guys be blessed. Continue to stay awake. Keep your eyes open, because now that we have God in our lives, now that we know Jesus, we're no longer blind. We can see. I love you guys. Bye.